Have you wondered what kind of fun storytelling games you could play with your grandkids, the kids in your house, the neighbors, or in your classroom? Well, I've got some storytelling games for you today. Storytelling games can promote language, and so we want to encourage not only the use of our imagination, but the use of game-like activities to engage. Now, these can either be done virtually. So let's say you wanted to connect with family members or your grandkids, cousins. You could play a game called Beginning, Middle, and End. And this also works anytime you are live with someone. So here's what I recommend. Something simple. Get 3 mugs or jars and write beginning, middle, and end on the cups or the jars or the container. Next, you need to brainstorm some beginnings of a story. It could be once upon a time, long time ago. Once I was walking down the road. So just simple story starters. Not even a whole paragraph. Just 1 or 2 sentences. Like, I was swimming in the ocean when. Those might be some ways to get the story started. It defines the setting of the story and maybe the characters in the story. Or just the mood of the story. It was a dark night. So on those strips, write some sentences, beginning, middle, and end. Then put them inside of the jars or the cups. Next, I'm going to set them up, beginning, middle, and end. I am going to choose one in the beginning. Got my beginning one. One in the middle. Got my middle one. And one at the end. Okay, so here is what I chose for the first one. We were walking along a path when the middle is the river got deeper and deeper. And the ending is, after many months of traveling, we came home to find our friends ready to welcome us. Here's where the fun begins. Each family member or friend would have a part of the story. And so one person can be the starter. We were walking along the path when out jumped a wolf. It bared its teeth at us. It growled at us. And we were all aghast and taken back. But the littlest one amongst us said, "Hey, Wolfie, Wolfie, can you help us find the way through the woods?" And the wolf said, "Well, I was hoping you wouldn't be scared of me. I was just wanting to have a little fun." The family felt a little sorry of the wolf, but they knew they might not be able to trust the wolf. "Dear wolf, you live in the woods. Can you help us to find the path to get over the bridge to the other side to the meadow?" "Well, yeah, it's not that hard. Follow me." Now they were a little worried. Would he lead them down a path where they'd never find their way out of the woods? What would it be? Well, they came to the river. And they thought at first they could walk across. But in a moment the river got deeper and deeper. And they were sure they would perish if they went into the river and were carried downstream. And the wolf said, "I know a better way." And he led them a little bit forward on the path until they came to an area where there were large boulders with flat tops across the middle of the river, almost like a natural dam. and the family crossed safely. "Oh, thank you, Mr. Wolf. So far, all was well." Well, the family carried and followed the wolf, but they didn't seem to be getting any closer. Night came and they slept. And days passed. And they were able to find food in the woods, but they seemed to be getting more lost. They began to wonder, was Wolf really taking us on this pathway to the right direction? No, he was not. But they began to think, we have to retrace some of our steps. We've got to get home. Everyone would be wondering what happened to us. One night, they let the wolf sleep off in a cave. They made sure to feed him lots of good food so his tummy was full. And the wee hours of the night before dawn, they headed out, retracing their steps through the woods for months on end, over the rocks, down the path where they first met the wolf, and back into their village. The villagers were awakening. They were astounded to see the family. "Where have you been?" They welcomed him home and rejoiced for their safekeeping. The family never saw that tricky wolf again. Now, I did that all by myself, but the idea is each member of the family gets a part of the story, and you create the story as you go. So that's a storytelling game that you can play called Beginning, Middle, and End.